Hi, everyone, and welcome to Google Cloud Next. Isn't it great to be live again? Woo! Our goal has always been helping you deliver greater value effortlessly. At Google, our customers' feedback shapes the evolution of our products and services. From the early days of App Engine through the invention of Kubernetes and Google Kubernetes Engine, and learnings leading to Cloud Run and Google Distributed Cloud, customers have always been at the center of everything we do. In our journey, we learned it's never about one specific feature or another. Instead, we engage with empathy, understanding the expectations, challenges, and most importantly, what success looks like for you. And we are living in an exciting time. What's possible is rapidly changing, and the role we all play in our business success rises. This is true whether you are working in a small company or large, in retail, banking, or gaming, anywhere in the world, which means the expectations from all of us change. We are expected to deliver on speed, scale, and security. We need to provision infrastructure instantly, deploy application faster, ensure compliance across the software lifecycle, ultimately leading to faster innovation cycle and engineering productivity. Cloud has become the destination for all organizations to remain innovative. And we are all expected to do more with less, right? The reality is that there is an unprecedented demand to use the cloud for all kinds of workloads. Today, let me tell you what we've been working on to be the best partner for you. Whether you build AI applications, create new experiences, or enhance existing enterprise capabilities, we aim to meet your requirements today and offer flexibility for the future. Starting with AI, we are at a pivotal moment in our journey, where AI can deliver tangible value in every industry. Google's AI acceleration platform can help you in this journey. It is open and accessible across all layers, meets diverse customer needs, and offers the widest choice of purpose-built AI hardware. It is designed to meet the needs of every AI workload and every customer type, from foundational model builders to tuners to consumers. By the way, many customers are already using GKE for their AI workloads, like Equifax, Spotify, and Moloko. Typically, there are three core features of Kubernetes that make it well-suited for AI workloads. Using open and standard API in Kubernetes, we can smoothly port workloads between laptop, data center, and cloud. This portability is very important for the AI, ML, and HPC communities. It enables you to reliably reproduce results. Kubernetes also scales from a single workstation to thousands of nodes. GKE can scale to 15,000 nodes. It supports GPUs, auto-provisioning, auto-scaling, making it super easy to scale up and down training and serving workloads. You can focus on model building and training without having to worry about underlying infrastructure and compatibility issues. You can increase productivity by freeing up users from managing their own workstations, servers, and VMs with Kubernetes. As you heard from Thomas yesterday, we are excited to announce support for TPU on GKE. Support for Cloud TPU v4 is generally available, and v5e is now in preview. This enables all of you who use our industry-leading TPUs to benefit from the GKE capabilities you are familiar with and love. Generative AI is not only transforming software development, but also IT operations, as evident from industry research. Gen AI solutions like Duet AI shortens the distance between brainstorming and execution, getting you closer to the end goal. And here is a demo of how Duet AI and GKE come together to help make platform builders and operations teams more productive. What you can see here is how Duet AI answers specific questions and assists with creating a GKE cluster by providing you the necessary Terraform scripts. I love how intuitive and helpful it is, and I can't wait for all of you to try it out. Together with AI workloads, modern workloads can deliver superior customer experience for your customers, and it's all about containers and serverless. Every organization is using containers. It is expected that by 2027, more than 90% of organizations will be running containerized applications in production. This is a significant increase from fewer than 40% in 2021. We are in the post-VM era. Containers are the present and the future. And over the past 20 years, we innovated, leading to our Google Cloud products and best practices. Starting in 2003 with Borg, which is our internal container orchestration system, the inspiration to Kubernetes, to today with products like Cloud Run and GKE. Here is a quick video showing some of the reasons why customers choose Google Cloud Managed Container Platforms.
Cloud Run provides fully managed compute-to-run containers, abstracting away all infrastructure management. Whether you own event-driven, long-running services, or deploying containerized jobs to process data, Cloud Run automatically scales your containers up and down from zero. This means you only pay when your code is running. You can write code using your favorite language, framework, and libraries. Package this up as a container, run gcloud run deploy, and your app will be live, provided with everything it needs to run in production. And if you ever need to run outside of Cloud Run, side run workloads are portable, thanks to Cloud Run using an API compatible with Kubernetes. So the next time you're wondering where to run your containerized workload, keep Cloud Run in mind. Kubernetes has gained immense popularity for its ability to enable businesses to run and manage apps at scale, and GKE is the most scalable and fully automated Kubernetes service. Using GKE means having Google engineers take care of implementing all of the recommended practices for Kubernetes, so your developers can focus on building the application that run on top of Kubernetes. Autopilot, the default and recommended way to run containers on GKE, takes this further than any prior Kubernetes offering. We can help customers achieve the promise of true workload portability between serverless or Kubernetes runtimes, public, private, or edge cloud providers and locations, without compromising consistency, security, or velocity.
As you saw, Google Cloud can deliver simplicity and automation through Cloud Run, industry-leading serverless solution, and GKE, the most scalable and automated service. And unlike the competition, we have made significant investments to make it easy to use both Cloud Run and GKE. Why to choose? We don't want to force you choosing one or another. We designed Cloud Run to make running containers in the cloud as simple and as fast as possible. There is no infrastructure to manage, no compute, cluster management, or connectivity management required. And it allows you to go fast. A developer is able to deploy a Cloud Run microservice in seconds. You just need to bring your containers, and we handle the rest, including scaling to zero. For example, around the time of the announcement of the Queen's passing in September 2022, BBC saw some huge traffic spikes. During the largest spike, within 1 minute, they went from running 150 to 200 container instances to over 1,000. And the infrastructure just worked. Imagine how it is to look at your screen and just see everything work without you needing to lift a finger. And as a great example of this is recently launched support for sidecars in Cloud Run. Sidecars can make it much easier to integrate Cloud Run services into your existing cloud service ecosystem. Whether you use a third-party logging and monitoring service or network proxies for advanced networking functionality. You can now integrate your Cloud Run service with this third-party extension simply by deploying a sidecar container. This makes your developer more efficient and your cloud deployments easier to operate. Customers such as NASDAQ and Etsy are already reaping these benefits by bringing in their Envoy, OpenTelemetry, and Managed Prometheus integration to easily extend Cloud Run's native environments. It's been amazing to witness what customers like Carrefour have built with GKE and Cloud Run. Many have simplified their architecture, improved operational efficiency, and lowered the total cost of ownership. To expand the impact of containers, we launched Anthos in 2019 as a platform to manage GKE GKE clusters and virtual machines consistently to help you build and run modern apps at scale. We were the first cloud provider to meet customers where they are when we extended GKE to hybrid and multi-cloud environments with Anthos. Anthos includes powerful managed open source components to help secure workloads, enforce compliance policies, and provide deep network observability and troubleshooting. Over the years, Anthos has evolved into the core technology powering the next evolution of container platforms everywhere. Today, you can access Anthos capabilities through Google Kubernetes Engine, GKE, and Google Distributed Cloud. As we saw more workloads running on GKE and more teams build on GKE, a set of new requirements came to light. As a platform team, how do I support dozens of teams' velocity and still give the organization the guarantees they need to address security risks or availability? Many customers find themselves challenged to manage multiple environments across multiple teams. They not only want to operate efficiently and securely, but also move faster with lower costs. Today, I'm excited to announce the next evolution of container platforms, GKE Enterprise Edition. Now, you can scale across multiple teams to increase velocity, support compliance requirements, and save with a managed container platform. These are made possible by bringing our decades of container innovation into GKE, the integrated and intuitive container platform. These capabilities will be available through the new premium edition of GKE starting November 15, 2023. Starting next week, all Anthos and Google Cloud customers will automatically get access to GKE Enterprise Edition in preview, and other customers can reach out to their account teams to try them out. Customers like Equifax and Ulta Beauty have already benefited from the Enterprise Edition of GKE. Equifax Cloud Data Fabric, built using GKE Enterprise, has ingested and processed 250 billion data points across 8 geographies, generating more than $2 billion in revenue. They have simplified the management of more than 200 clusters using fleet management, while also enforcing governance and security policies. On the other hand, Ulta Beauty modernized a legacy e-commerce platform into containers and microservices built from the ground up on multiple GKE clusters. With GKE Enterprise, Ulta Beauty leaves the heavy lifting to Google and keeps its developers productive with self-service and a suite of managed services such as service mesh, security, and governance. As a result, Ulta delivers the best customer experience for its digital store of the future. And while you're on the show floor, please visit one of our GKE Enterprise Launch partners to learn even more. These valued partners are all standing by to explain how GKE Enterprise is already helping their customers modernize to containers safely and at scale. While we covered how Google Cloud can help you run AI, modern, and enterprise workloads in the best possible way, it is also important to manage and operate them on a day-to-day basis. This is why Google Cloud offers Cloud Operations Suite. We designed cloud logging and cloud monitoring to work with GKE with zero effort, to either collect metrics and logs or manage the lifecycle of collection agents. We present a consistent set of signals to all personas, whether they are checking the health of a resource, visualizing telemetry, or troubleshooting incidents. Based on feedback from all of you, we are now extending these capabilities with GKE interactive troubleshooting playbooks. These playbooks are integrated in the GKE user experience and simplify troubleshooting GKE infrastructure issues with guided flows. For example, let's say you're seeing an unscheduled pod error in GKE. These playbooks will provide an opinionated path to investigate the resource metrics, the right configuration threshold, correlate change events, and help you identify the reasons for failure. The metrics and logs needed to analyze this incident will be available in one place. Well, I think that by now you probably are tired of hearing from me, and it's my pleasure to invite some of your peers in the industry who have partnered with us to elevate their operation to the stage. So welcome. Welcome, Basil, Omer, Laura, and Kamran. Thank you. Thank you so much. Looking forward for this conversation. So Laura, you've been on a journey of modernization, a big shift in Harvest Bank for the last 2 years. When you reflect back, what have been fundamental for the success of this project?
Yeah, thank you. There's been two really key components to success. The first key component would really be having a business strategy and then making sure you tie that roadmap and even your migration plan to that business strategy. You want to know where you're going so everybody knows the direction. It also helps set priorities, which is a really important component of it. I would say the second piece of it is really actually upskilling and reskilling, so bringing everybody along for the ride. How do you get everybody on the bus and making sure they're comfortable with it, right? During this transformation, there's a lot of FUD, right? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And so you have to make sure that you kind of, everybody needs to feel like they're part of what's going on. And so what we did was create a program called Me at Harvest. And that program really was about defining role profiles, learning journeys, and making everybody feel like they knew what their path was as part of our transformation.
Oh, this is awesome. Thank you. And Basil, you know, I've been talking about the importance of time to market, for example. What do you feel is critical for up-loving journey? And what is the role of Google Cloud?
First, thank you very much for allowing to share a little bit about what we learned through the up-loving journey, a company I'm incredibly proud to be a part of. At up-loving, we have a straightforward yet ambitious mission to connect businesses, big and small, to customers all over the world. We do it through software and AI techniques that allow our clients to grow, reach, and monetize their audiences. The tech industry has often been compared to the survival of the fittest. And I'm very proud to say that in the last 11 years, up-loving hasn't just survived, it has thrived in that industry. I think our secret sauce is a culture of innovation. This culture allowed us to respond to the changes in our customers' demands, changes in ecosystems, and most importantly, constant change in technological advancements that we observed. I think partnering with Google has been a game-changing partnership for us. The experimentation ecosystem and the frameworks that Google has provided allowed us to nurture the culture of innovation in two major ways. First, we were able to run a plethora of experiments much, much faster. Time between an idea, a test, and further refinement or going to other ideas has reduced significantly. The second point was how flexible the platform is. I really believe that it is a very dangerous thing to be bound by the infrastructure rigidity that may impose limitations on the algorithms, on the math, on the ideas that you want to try. Working with Google Cloud allowed us not to think about the infrastructural limitations, but instead to focus on ideas and their implementations as they were conceived. To sum up, I think Google was a force multiplier in creating our culture of innovation. The tech industry will keep evolving, and I strongly believe that with the help of Google Cloud Engine, AppLovin will be able to remain on the forefront of that evolution.
Thank you. And I think this is actually a great segue to Kamran, because Snap have been a long time Google Cloud customers, and I think it's fair to say that Google Cloud and Snap grew together in some sense. Right. So maybe, Kamran, can you tell a little bit how we co-innovated and pushed the boundaries?
That's a great question. Thanks for having me. Snapchat started on App Engine. When I joined Snap 9 years ago, the first thing that got my attention was, how is this possible that with such a very, very small team, we were able to handle such a huge traffic and serving tens of millions of users. And then there was this joke that we would say internally that it's true that our team is very small, but we have an army of SREs and Google engineers that are helping us to scale the app. As Snap grew and our organization grew, and we wanted to basically better customization of our workloads and be able to have better failure isolation, we went through this journey that many companies go through, which is basically breaking up the monolith into service-oriented architecture. So we heavily embraced GKE and Kubernetes-based technologies, and Google was a great partner to help us to migrate from App Engine to GKE platform. And I can say Google played an instrumental role, basically helping us go from 2 engineers working on the infrastructure to now having an engineering size of 2,000 people.
Yeah, that's definitely sounds familiar, but it was amazing having that journey. Omer, Basil was mentioning the importance of flexibility of the platform and innovation. Can you maybe go a little bit more to details of how using GKE has been valuable for AppLovin?
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Han. AppLovin started off in really a traditional way. We had data centers, bare metal service providers, and our business was continuing to grow. However, it felt like our infrastructure was coasting a bit. And so we made that decision in late 2020 to migrate to Google Cloud. We did that in 3 months. It was a fun journey. And it ended up being an immediate impact for our business. From there, our AI advertising engine was continued to be built upon. And this year we decided that we needed to do something new. We needed something to be flexible and scalable. And for us, that ended up being GKE. And with the power of using GKE with GPUs, we were able to scale from a few instances in one region as an experiment to worldwide production rollout in really just a few weeks. This was really phenomenal. And to Basil's point of, you don't want to be limited by the tools. You really want to accelerate and grow the business, and we really felt that way with the power of Google Cloud. Ultimately, we've leveraged other tools as well, like serverless compute, and for us, it's been an amazing experience, and I would say, at least for me personally, life-changing. Yeah.
Thank you. It's great. I mean, I wasn't sure if you're being cynical. It was a
fun
journey or not, but but that's definitely good. But with all this scale, I think one thing that I often hear from our customers is how do you optimize cost per performance? How do you reason about it and the trade-offs? Kamran, maybe you can tell us a little bit of Snap's guiding principles with how you approach that.
Excellent question. Any company that goes through explosive growth, managing cost of operations is one of the huge problems that you want to make sure that things remain within reason. we are very regimented about it, and we think about the unit of value that we provide to our customers. So we innovated on this idea of like scaling metrics for costs, and basically we measure the infrastructure cost in terms of the unit of value that we provide. Like, for example, what is the cost of 1,000 snaps that we send? What is the cost of like 1,000 chats that we send? And then we monitor this and we try to figure out and reason about like the fluctuations and how we can actually improve it in that lens. So there's a bunch of tools that we used, like for example, GCP profiling is one of the key products that we use. Also the Cloud Ops tooling that GCP provides. There's a lot of fantastic solutions there. The GCP price recommendations for like cost savings is another fantastic solutions that we use to basically monitor and improve things continuously.
Yes, and you're mentioning the recommendations. So I think not many people know, but there actually within Google Cloud, of course, we've been leveraging AI for a long time. Of course, like for example, with those recommendations that are available. But I think you're introducing here like an important point about the value, right, that each action has. Because so one thing that we also hear sometimes customers is like, how do you justify modernization, like taking a monolith, right, and bringing it to microservices is not an easy task. Laura, I really liked, you shared with me how you guys are thinking about how you measure success. Maybe you can share with us that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's similar to some degree. And so part of what we try to do is think about from a metrics perspective, everyone, you might look at it from cost because we care about cost. And so we partnered with our finance team to look at it in two ways. Pure infrastructure and savings and we'll say related costs from moving from a data center to cloud. And so we took that and said, normal, you've got hardware, you've got cloud compute, you've got software, and where could we have savings from things that we didn't need anymore because it was built into the cloud. That's one layer, but then we took the next layer, which was really standard around what are the things that we're delivering that's value to the business? So we built AI models around fraud and fraud prevention. And so we take that and say, well, how much will that impact the business over what period of time? And so we look at it from that perspective. So the layer of the way that we did metrics was twofold. So it was just core infrastructure layer and then business value. And so we have 4 or 5 right now AI use cases that are actually driving how we're measuring the value back to the business. So it's fraud, contact center, and a couple of others. But
I think that's really interesting because sometimes people think that there's those digital natives like Snap, and they have to tackle everything and have different set of problems. Like and here in this panel, we actually see that there are so many things that are actually more similar than one would think, both with the planning and the challenges, and also how we measure cost and value. So I think we have like time for one more question. Basil, the theme of Google Next is the cloud is the new way to cloud. So what is like something that maybe you're excited about into the future?
Okay, yeah. As I look at all the announcements that Google has made, as I look at the projects and the tools around the conference, and generally as I look at the new research, specifically in Gen AI field in general, I think we came to a very rare inflection point where algorithms meet scalable infrastructure, meet amazing tooling. And I believe that this inflection point will lead to explosion of new ideas, increased performance, and hopefully will improve human condition.
Hopefully, I agree with that. Thank you so much for joining. Really enjoyed the conversation, and really a big thank you for the partnership. I think, like I've started in the beginning, within Google Cloud, customer empathy and working with all our customers really shapes our products and services. And we would love, the same way we work with them is to, of course, to work with all of you. So to wrap up, we really would like to encourage all of you to start and explore cloud operations, Cloud Run, and GKE. Start using the latest and greatest. We believe the future is now. Possibilities are endless for innovation, for your operations, and with containers and AI. Thank you so much for joining us.